Hello and welcome to the 145 Rural Podcast, where we are here to strengthen music careers and communities one song at a time. And now here's your host, Jacob Wing. Yay!
Hello there, friends, and welcome to everybody who is joining us and starting this journey with us, as this is the first episode of the 145 Rural Podcast. Extremely elated to have you here with us and to be joining us and being part of this. And let's just get into the beginning of the beginning. So let's start with the title, the 145 Rural Podcast. Let's get into the nuts and bolts of everything. Why 145 rural? So the very first part of that is just a bunch of numbers and kind of seems a little weird. But the 1, 4, and the 5 are just part of the Nashville number system. And it's not real important. We're not going to go super deep into anything like that. So if theory bothers you or is boring, don't worry. Don't walk away. We're here just to just go over the definitions and the meaning. Nashville number system is just a really quick way for artists and musicians and writers to be in the same room and translate a song they wrote to other people in the room and save time. That's really it. It's just a shorthand, a quick guide to help people learn a chord progression without sitting down and wasting half an hour working out the ins and outs, the small parts that make a song a song. So super simple. Why 1, 4, and 5 specifically? It's basically based on the chords of a scale. So there's 7 notes. 1, 4, 5 is just a very popular and very used version of that. It's in pop. It's in everything. If you go back and listen to music in the last 50, 100 years, super prevalent chord progression. So it just comes from a place of very popular, very, very open. Everybody uses it, very inclusive, kind of the idea we're going for here. And just want to be able to get that out of the way. The next part of that is the rural, and why would we add that? Why so specific with the rural? It's not really about rural as in versus urban or rural versus anything else. It's just the mindset, the idea of the independent, the person who is working on their own, trying to find their way without a large audience or a large area, big cities, to find a mentor or find an outlet for their music, their songs, to grow their fan base. So it's really just about the individual. Almost all of us, a great handful of us, are just starting out in small areas, small towns, or we're feeling, alone in the larger towns and the larger cities, and we just don't know where to begin. We don't know what that next step is. So that's the whole point of this. 145 Rural is just about songwriting and a community of songwriters and artists getting together to help each other and grow that way. So that's really what the title's about, and that kind of gets that out of the way. Let's move on to the next part here. So who am I? Let's get that out of the way. My name is Jacob Wing. I will be the host for this podcast and this show if you're watching on YouTube, either or. I need to see here. It says here that I am not an expert. Oh, that hurts. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Real important to talk about what I am not first. I am not a Grammy winner. I'm not a, anything like that. Super degrees in music theory and all this kind of stuff. None of that. No, I'm just an average person, just like most of us, just like a great handful of all the artists you see out there. So it's important to know that I'm not coming from this as an authority or somebody who is looking down on everybody to tell them what's right and what's wrong. Obviously, that's a much bigger can of worms that I'm never going to really be opening. So it's just important to get that out of the way, that just like you, I began with nothing. I began knowing nothing, and just every day learned a little something, added a little something, practiced something, just the beginning is where I started, and the beginning is where everyone else started. So we're here to to give everybody else that hand up a lift so that we can all grow together. So, and then as far as maybe some credentials or reason I might know a couple of things, it says here I am an audio engineer, recording artist, multi-instrumentalist, producer, and business owner. Wow. Wow, look at that. Of recording and released music in one form or another for 20 plus years. So I have a little bit of knowledge. I've been a little bit of the ups and downs and the ins and outs of how some things work. Like it says, recording and releasing music for 20 plus years doesn't really mean much, but, I think the main part to take away from that is, what's the plus mean? Why plus? So I can hide how old I am. That's why. Don't ask. Okay, just kidding. Yeah. But anyways, so that kind of covers that. So we will move on to the very next part. And that is going to be called the 5 W's. And that's the who, what, where, why, and when. So we can just cover up what all this is about and deal with that. All right, let's get into the who. So who is this for? This is for artists, musicians, bands, groups, anybody out there who needs a place to turn to overcome hurdles or avoid landmines or just build a skill set that they don't have yet and to grow. So really emphasizing on building a community of like-minded people where you can come to and not feel like you're going to be berated or put down. People that have been through this all, who have done everything or been in your position and aren't going to look down at you for asking questions. That's what this is for. That is the whole point of growing this and making this a thing. What is this? It's pretty simple. It's just a mechanism, a place to come have a conversation, to put things out there that can help, that can really give everybody a place to come and maybe plot out their next move. What are they going to do to grow themselves or to grow their career or their fan base, those kind of things. So hi there, and welcome to the ad break. We're just going to take a moment to let everybody know about our community of growing members, and if you'd like to be a part of that, just look at the info below and there will be a click there for an email sign up to join in and get your voice heard. As well, if you're enjoying this content, please join our Patreon at patreon.com/145rural. There you can join any of our groups, and you can add to the discussion of what topics we will choose that will help you and hopefully future members of our groups, as well as join monthly Q&As and other such benefits. Again, that's patreon.com/145rural, and we look forward to seeing you there. Now, back to that regularly scheduled episode, and enjoy that content. Thanks again. That's for who it's for. Now the what. This is just a chance to have a conversation is really what it is. It boils down to having a place for everybody to learn from each other, to share with each other, to grow from each other, to offer a hand up or anything like that, and really build a base for everybody to have something to turn to and have a resource. It's going to come in different forms, but each episode is just going to be basically one topic where we kind of dive deeper into it, go over the aspects of the problems, the pitfalls, the solutions, and all those kind of things. And then we'll also have interviews where we pull in people from the outside world that are actually out there, putting in the time, putting in the effort to play music, to get out to venues, to get out to shows, to build a fan base, things that we can all learn from and get some inspiration from or really some knowledge and that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we'll do basic product reviews, gear reviews, anything like that, anything that might help you in your daily pursuit or whatever might make life a little easier or the quality of your product, either live or recording or just writing in general, anything that makes life better. We'll do those kind of things. When? pretty simple. The first 3 episodes here will be all released together, just so you can get a sampler, a little mini charcuterie, if you would, um, of what we offer here. It's just going to be this first episode here saying hi, and the second episode, a real quick overview of balance and really setting those fundamentals of what you need to move forward and to be able to grow. And the third episode will be our first interview. And that'll be a great sample of some of the things that we're going to be doing here. After that, if you're here in the future or for whatever reason, we plan to release on Mondays. So every Monday there will be a new episode available for podcast, for download and listen, or on YouTube, wherever you choose to listen or watch. The reason we chose Mondays is really just to get out there and have something available on Mondays to give you a spark, to give you a little bit of inspiration, something to light a fire and be there to help you start your week. You know, we live in a system that is based on time and our days and our weeks always starting on Monday. And it's hard to visualize like what we're going to accomplish that week or what we want to get done and really gather up the momentum and the what we need to get those things done. So I just thought maybe having something out there on Mondays where you can take a listen, listen on your drive to work or your lunch hour or in the evening, that'll help you get that fire going, get that ready to go mentality, help build that momentum. So that's the schedule. Where is pretty much anywhere you can download the podcast. You probably already found it since you're listening to it. Or if you are more of a visual person, you just listened on the podcast, you could always pick us up on YouTube too. And, we're available everywhere. So it's the modern age. You know how to find stuff. Why? The why is a really big thing. And we're going to just go a little bit deeper into the why. But we're going to start with the very simple part of just experience mostly. After doing this for long enough, I feel like I've been through enough and I've learned enough and I've screwed up enough, honestly, if we're being really honest. I messed up enough that I can send things out there and put things out there that can really help people, that can really get you out of that cyclical nature of just beating your head against a wall and like, why am I not getting better? Why am I not growing? Or even more so, hey, I've written great songs. What do I do now? Or I've made a great recording. What's the next step? Or I'm making recordings and they're not sounding as good as everybody else around me or where I want them to be. What should I do? That's the whole idea there. And I've been through those. I've made those mistakes, and hopefully this will be something that we can offer that will help you avoid that, or even help. Maybe you'll learn something and help me. You never know. That's how communities work. And that's the second part of this, is that I really want to build a community. I really want to have a place, not, I don't want to say safe place. I just want some place where people can turn to and really have a place that they're not going to feel berated or put down, and they can ask the questions. They can have people that are also, not at the top of their game, not out there and playing the arena shows, that are also trying to grow. And everybody just has a place to come and learn and be okay with not knowing everything. And hey, I just don't know what my next step is, or I'm stuck in this one part. I can only play, chords and a couple things here, and I don't know theory. I want to know some theory. I don't know gear and equipment. What do I need to record to sound good? Where do I go? Should I go to a studio? Should I not go to a studio? Should I get friends? Should I have a band? All those kind of questions. Just have a place to say, not everything's going to be right for you, but here's some options. Here's what works for others. Here's what's worked for me. Here's what's worked for somebody who's out here doing it every day. So that's the idea there. And then the other part is, and the last part, if we're going to be really open and honest, is building the foundation of something that to grow, like a business, which is obviously everything comes down to that, doesn't it? But yeah, just a business to grow things and to have a place where we can start to get people to think in a mentality towards us. It really feels like a lot of things out there are growing towards bigger businesses, bigger names, and really just not caring about the smaller individual as a whole. It just, here's a subscription, here's something you can buy from us, and then off they're gone. They got your money. They don't care, or don't renew your subscription. Like don't get rid of it. That kind of thing. And I really don't want that. I want a place where companies start focusing on us as the smaller individuals and the smaller groups who are looking to get better and grow and really, what's going to make work for you, what's going to make your life better, that kind of thing. So something that is more focused for the individual, the artist, the group, as opposed to just how to get the most money out of people. So I want to grow something like that. And of course, like I said, it's going to include reviews, gear reviews, and product reviews, and anything like that, any kind of advertisement. I just want to be honest and forthcoming that you'll know it's an advertisement. We've been given something to review, and you'll know when somebody has paid us to advertise something. And for the most part, it's always going to be something that is useful for you, or that I feel that is going to make your life better or really give you something in return. So, but we'll be really forthcoming with all that kind of stuff. So in conclusion, that's really just it. The first episode is just to get to know each other, to say hi, to say this is what it is. If it's great for you and you see you're going to get some use out of it, please stop by for the next episode. Share it with a friend if you think there's somebody that that could also get some use out of this, so we can start growing that community. We can start making this a thing. And I really appreciate your time and being a part of this journey. So thank you so much. I can't wait to do this with you. I can't wait for you to laugh at me when I fall on my face and make mistakes. By all means, please do. And I look forward to it. Like I said, next episode is coming up after this. They're released together. If you want to take a listen, it's on balance and life and starting that foundation of everything. And then we have another episode up of Tanner Law's interview, and just a musician out there doing the work, who's out there every day doing shows every week, playing shows, growing an audience. So lots of knowledge to pull from there. And then that's really about it. So thank you so much. Welcome. And we will talk again soon, I hope. All right. Bye.